Hi all, my name is Sourabh and we are learning HTML5. In the last session, we have seen how to load an image using a canvas. Now in this session, we are going to learn how to animate that image. Let's start. I have modified the code that we have used in the first demo. Rest of the code remains same. Our body have the same canvas with the ID my canvas. In the JavaScript, we have done the modification. Previously, we had only three variables: canvas, context, and image. Image variable we are not using anymore. We have a new variable named frame rate. This frame rate will define how fast you want to change the images. So right now it is 100, so it's a nanosecond. So after every 100 nanosecond, the image get changed. Then the frame, which is currently pointing to 0. So this we have a lot of frames. So in the frame variable, we will be pointing which particular frame we are pointing right now. Then a frames array to store multiple frames. Then we have assets, where the image location of all the images that we are using are stored. Now rendering an image and making an animate is actually it's a set of images that is getting rendered. Like in a movie we have a lot of frames, lot of photos. When those photos run very fast in front of our eyes, we give a glimpse, we feel as if a real video is being played. Same thing we are gonna do. We have taken 8 set of images. Now these are those 8 images: 1.png, 2.png, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now in this 8, a monkey is having a different position. Now our job is to put all these images in front of our eyes in such a way that it renders as if like a motion is happening. That's what the animation is. Let's do that. So we have given all the positions. Again, since the images are in my root folder, we don't have to give the path, but if you're storing it somewhere else, you have to give the complete path, something like C:, desktop : and that. But if you have in a root part, you can directly give the image name. Make sure that you are giving the correct format as well. Now then our setup function, same thing. First we get the element ID, then we get the context, we set the width and height. Now in the last demo, we were having a single image, so we were doing a single load process. Now we have multiple images, so we have to do it repetition. For that I made a for loop which start with a 0 value, goes to the length of the asset. So in this example the length is 8. We are incrementing one by one. Now every time the image process is a 3-step process. First we create a new image. Now previously we were putting the new image in the image variable. Since there are multiple images, instead of variable we are having a array. So we are pushing the newly created image into the array. The second step is to define the onload method. So for the ith image, in the first iteration of the for loop, it will be 0. So for the 0th image, we are defining the onload method called as onImageLoad. Similarly, for the 0th image, we need to define the image path. So for the path, we are using assets, which will actually define our path. So this for loop will create 8 image object. For all those 8 image objects, define the onload method and all the URL of all those 8 images. Now this have created image, loaded but not rendered. In the last example, the rendering we did it in the onload method, and also we give an alert. But in this particular example, I have removed the alert as well as the image rendering from the onload image part. Now for rendering, we'll use a different method, animate method. So inside the animate, we are going to render it. Now this rendering have to be happen after a particular time. You don't want to render all the image at the same time. So for that, JavaScript provide a method named setInterval, which allow us to call a method at a particular interval. So using setInterval, I'm calling the animate method with a frame rate of 100 nanoseconds. So that means after 100 nanosecond, this animate method will keep on calling infinitely. So now let's see what is happening inside the animate method. Now inside the animate method, The first thing is we are clearing the frame. Why do we need to clear the frame? Because suppose if we load the first image and now we are trying to load the second image, so we have to remove the first image, or else it will be rendered on top of it and the image will get mixed and it won't be clear. So first step is we are gonna remove the old images. For that we are having a method context dot clear rectangle that will clear all the previous images. Now we can also clear a particular part of frame. You don't have to completely clear the frame every time, but in this particular example I want to clear all the frame. That's why I'm giving clear the frame from initial position to the maximum height. This will clear the whole frame. Now we need to draw a new image after clearing. So draw image method takes the image and the position. Position is same as in the previous demo. Now instead of image variable, now images are inside the frames. So we are giving frames frame value. Now currently the frame value is 0. So this will give us the first image. Now when this animation is called second time, this frame value have to be 2, then it have to be 3, then it have to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this animate method is gonna call infinite. So that means when you get the 9th call, you have to make the frame size again 8 to 1, then 2, then 3, 4, then again 8 to 1. It should not go to 9 because we don't have a 9th frame, but the animation method is gonna call infinite times. So we need to put a logic which make frames again 0 when the 8th frame is called. So for that we have made a simple maths logic. Every time an animate method is called, we have to increment the frame. So that first time the first frame, second frame. So let's assume this method is called for the first time. The frame value is 0. This will make the frame value as 1 for the next iteration, 2 for the next iteration, and once it reaches 9, we are gonna modulo divide it with frames length. So suppose if the value after adding 8 plus 1 become 9s, so 9 modulo division of 8 will again give you 1. So you will again get the first frame. So this will iterate it again and again. You can put any other maths logic. Our job is that this frame point should always increment and again come back to the initial value once the maximum value is achieved. Rest all remain code. The setup call will call the animate method and so on. Let's execute the code. For that, right click, open with Google Chrome, and here you go animation. Till now we just had a monkey image. Now we have a monkey is clapping, running. Now this is all about animation.